Step, step, left, 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 halt, right up, right down. About face! Forward, one, three, rest! And stop! Present. Order! 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 Ready. Halt! Parade. Rest! Okay, I'd like to say this is a pretty good stage.
Oh, this is okay. It looks like your brother.
No, he doesn't.
Sure he
What did you
does.
say?
He sure does.
Some of them.
Attention! Good evening. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to see you. Happy holidays. You ready for an afternoon of pure silliness? We have one of those for you. A couple of quick notes for you. Proceeds from intermission fund goes to the to TASK, which is Take a Stand for Kids. It's a local nonprofit that focuses on child abuse. So if you can possibly bring your hunger or your generosity to the concession stands, we'd appreciate it. Also, quick note on the show that Gilbert and Sullivan didn't speak to each other the last few years of their collaboration. Sullivan thought he was much too good an opera composer. Who knows? But today we have the light opera and you'll love it, I'm sure. Let's see, you know most of the rest of the stuff. About this time for the show, are you?
I found your hat.
The old Druid Scandinavian Marching Band, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear one for you. The things I do for you people. Arrgh! All those what's in favor of starting this here entertainment, repeat after me. Ready?
Ready!
Aim!
Aim!
Chocolate!
Chocolate!
Tisk, tisk. You know you can't yell fire in the theater. Have fun, have a good time.
He saw his arm and king descenders. He's a pirate now, is he? Here's the blood to break his adventures out of his adventures. 1 and 20, now he's rising with the usual revel ride. Which prevents us signalizing with unusual revel ride. Here's the blood to break his adventures out of his adventures. For a pirate ship, little bit of the pirate class, and to make us all the damn to get the pirate bumper pass. Yes, Frederick, from today you rank as a full-blown member of our band.
My friends, I thank you all from my heart for your kind wishes. Would that I could repay them as they deserve.
What do you mean?
Today I am out of my indentures, and today I leave you forever.
Why, this is quite unaccountable. A keener hand at scuttling a canarder or cutting out a P&O never shipped a handspike.
Yes, I have done my best for you. And why? It was my duty under my indentures. And I am the slave of duty. As a child, I was regularly apprenticed to your band. It was through an error. No matter, the mistake was ours, not yours. And I was in honor bound by it.
An error? What error? Yeah.
I may not tell you. It would reflect upon my well-loved Ruth.
Nay, dear master, my mind has long been gnawed by the cankering tooth of mystery. Better have it out at once. When Frederick was a little lad, he proved so brave and daring. His father thought he'd apprentice him to some career seafaring. I was, alas, his nursery maid, and so it fell to my lot to take and bind the promising boy, apprentice to a pilot. A life not bad for a hardy lad, though surely not a high lot. Though I'm a nurse, you might do worse than make your boy a pilot. I was a stupid nursery maid, on breakers always steer. And I did not catch the word aright through being hard of hearing. Mistaking my instructions, which within my brain did gyrate, I went and found this promising boy, apprentice to a pirate. A sad mistake it was to make and doom him to a vile lot. I bound him to a pirate, you, instead of to a pilot. I soon found out beyond all doubt the scope of this disaster. But I held the fates to return to my place and break it to my master. A nursery maid is not afraid of what you people call work. So I made up my mind to go as a kind of piratical maid of all work. And that is how you find me now, a member of your shy lot, which you wouldn't have found had he been bound apprentice to a pilot. Pardon, master, pardon.
Right, sweet one, I've long since pardoned you.
The two words were so much alike.
They were. They still are, though years have rolled over their heads. But this afternoon, my obligation ceases. Individually, I love you all with affection unspeakable. But collectively, I look upon you with a disgust that amounts to absolute detestation. Oh, pity me, my beloved friends, for such is my sense of duty that, once out of my indentures, I shall feel myself bound to devote myself, heart and soul, to your extermination.
Well, Frederick, if you conscientiously feel that it is your duty to destroy us, then we cannot blame you for acting on that conviction. Always act in accordance to the dictates of your conscience, my boy, and chance the consequences.
Oh, besides, we can offer you but little temptation to remain with us. We don't seem to make piracy pay. I'm sure I don't know why. No, we don't.
I do know why, but I mustn't tell you. It would not be right.
Why not? It's only, 11:30, and you're still one of us until the clock strikes 12.
True, and until then, you are bound to protect our interests.
Here, here, here.
Well then, it is my duty as a pirate to tell you that you're too tender-hearted. For instance, you make it a point of never attacking a weaker party than yourselves. And when you attack a stronger one, you invariably get thrashed.
Well, there is some truth in that.
And again, you make it a point of never molesting an orphan.
Oh, of course, for we are orphans ourselves and know what it is.
Yes, but it has got about. And what is the consequence? Everyone we capture says he's an orphan. The last 3 ships we took proved to be manned entirely by orphans. So we had to let them go. One would think that Great Britain's mercantile navy was recruited solely from her orphan asylums. We know it's not the case.
Oh, but hang it all, you wouldn't have us absolutely merciless.
There's my difficulty. Until 12 o'clock I would. After 12 I wouldn't. Was ever a man placed in so delicate a situation?
And Ruth, your own Ruth, whom you've loved so well, and who has won her middle-aged way into your boyish heart. What is to become of her?
Oh, he will take you with him.
Yes. Well, Ruth, I feel some little difficulty about you. It's true that I admire you very much, but I have been constantly at sea since I was 8 years old, and yours is the only woman's face I've seen in that time. I think it is a sweet face.
It is, oh it is.
I say I think it is. That is my impression. As I have never had an opportunity of comparing you with other women, I just may be mistaken.
True.
What a terrible thing it would be if I were to marry this innocent person and find out that she is, on the whole, plain.
Oh, Ruth is very well indeed.
Oh, yes, there are the remains of a fine woman about Ruth.
Do you really think so?
I do.
Then I will not be so selfish as to take her from you. In justice to her, and in consideration for you, I will leave her behind.
Oh, no, that cannot be. We are rough men. We lead a rough life. But we are not so utterly heartless as to deprive thee of thy love. I think I am safe in saying that there is not one man here who would rob thee of this inestimable treasure for all the world holds dear. No, I thought there wasn't. So keep thy love, Frederick. Keep thy love.
You're very good, I'm sure.
Well, it's the top of the tide. We must be off.
I'd give him more spirit when you say it.
Thank you. Farewell, Frederick. When your process of extermination begins, let our deaths be as swift and painless as you can conveniently make them.
I will, by the love I have for you, I swear it. Would that you could render this extermination unnecessary by accompanying me back to civilization.
No, Frederick, that cannot be. I do not think much of our profession, but contrasting it with respectability, it's comparatively honest. No, I shall live and die a pirate king! Oh, better far to live than die under the brave black flag I fly, than play a sanctimonious part with a pirate head and a pirate heart. Away to the cheating world go you, where pirates all are well to do. But I'll be true to the song I sing, and live and die a pirate king. For I am a pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. Oh, I am a pirate king. Oh, I am a pirate king. And it is my prey, I help myself in a royal way. I sink a few more ships, it's true, than a well-bred monarch ought to do. But many a king on a first-class throne, if he wants to call his crown his own, must manage somehow to get through more dirty work than ever I do. For I am and it is his glory. I am king, but I am a pirate king. And it is his glory thing to be. It is the pirate king, the pirate.
Take me with you. I cannot live if I am left behind.
Ruth, I'll be candid with you. You're very dear to me, as you know, but I must be circumspect. You see, you're considerably older than I, and a lad of 21 usually looks for a wife of 17.
A wife of 17. You shall find me a wife of 1,000.
No, but I shall find you a wife of 47. That is quite enough. Ruth, tell me candidly and without reserve, compared with other women, how are you?
I will answer you truthfully, dear master. I have a slight cold, but otherwise I am quite well.
I'm sorry for your cold, but I was referring rather to your personal appearance. Compared with other women, are you beautiful?
I have been told so, dear master.
But lately?
No, years and years ago.
What do you think of yourself?
That is a delicate question to answer, master. But I think I am a fine woman.
That is your candid opinion.
Well, yes. I would be deceiving you if I told you otherwise.
Thank you, Ruth. I believe you, for I'm sure you would not practice on my inexperience. I wish to do the right thing, and if, I say if, you are truly a fine woman, your age shall be no obstacle to our union. Hark! Surely I hear voices. Who has ventured to approach our all but inaccessible lair? Can it be the Coast Guard? No, it does not sound like the Coast Guard.
Confusion. It is the voices of young girls. If he sees them, I am lost.
Wow, it's marvelous. A bevy of beautiful young maidens.
Lost, lost, lost.
How lovely. How surpassingly lovely is the plainest of them. What grace. What delicacy. What refinement. And Ruth told me she was beautiful. Oh, false one, you have deceived me.
I have deceived you.
Yes, deceived me. You told me you were fair as gold.
And master, am I not so?
And now I see you're plain and old.
I'm sure I'm not a jot so.
Upon my innocence you play.
I'm not the one to plot so.
Your face is lined, your hair is gray. what shall I do? Before these gentle maidens, I dare not show in this alarming costume. No, no, I must remain in close concealment until I can appear in decent clothing.
Climbing over rocky mountains, skipping maybe left and right, passing where the willows whisper, passing where the willows glimmer by the ever-rolling river, swollen with the summer rain, the summer rain. Letting on and leaving daisies, dotted with unnumbered daisies, dotted with unnumbered daisies. Sailing up and rugged passes, climb the hardy little ways, staring out on bright sea shining. Sailing up and rugged passes, climb the hardy little ways, staring out on bright sea Let us gaily tread the measure, make the most of fleeting pleasure. Hail it as our true ally, though we perish by and by. Hail it as a true ally, though we perish by and by. Every moment brings a treasure of its own especial pleasure, though the moments quickly die. Greet them gaily as they fly. Greet them gaily as they fly. Though the moments quickly die, greet them gaily as they fly. Away from toil and care, reveling in fresh sea air. Here we live and reign alone, in a world that's all our own. We live this our lucky day, far away from mortal men. We'll be queens and take degrees. May honor them who please. We'll be queens and take degrees. They may honor them who please.
Oh, what a picturesque spot. I wonder where we are. I wonder where Papa is. We've left him ever so far behind.
Oh, he will be here presently. Remember, Papa isn't as young as we are, and we've come over some rather difficult country.
Oh, but how thoroughly delightful it is to be so entirely alone. Why, in all probability, we are the first human beings to ever set foot on this enchanting spot.
Oh, except for the mermaids. This is the very place for mermaids.
We're only human beings down to the waist.
And who can't be said strictly to set foot anywhere? Tails they may, but feet they cannot.
Oh, but what shall we do until Papa and the servants arrive with the luncheon?
Well, we are quite alone, and the sea is as smooth as glass. Suppose we take off our shoes and stockings and paddle.
Yes, the very thing!
Stop, ladies, pray.
A man!
I had intended not to intrude myself upon your notice in this effective but alarming costume. But under these peculiar circumstances, it is my bounden duty to inform you that your proceedings will not be unwitnessed.
But who you such speed?
I am a pirate.
A pirate!
Ladies, do not shun me. This evening I renounce my vow of passion. And to that end, O pure and fearless maidens, O blushing buds of ever-blooming beauty, I soar at heart, implore your kind assistance.
How pitiful his tale, how rare his beauty. How pitiful his tale, how rare his beauty.
Oh, is there not one maiden breast which does not feel the moral beauty of making worldly interest subordinate to sense of duty? Who would not give up willingly a matrimonial ambition to rescue such a one as I from his unfortunate position? From his position. To rescue such a one as I from his unfortunate position.
Alas, there's not one maid breast which seems to feel the moral beauty of making worldly interest subordinate to sense of duty.
Oh, is there not one maiden here whose homely face and bad complexion have caused all hope to disappear of ever winning man's affection? To such a one, if such there be, I swear by heaven's arch above you, if you will cast your eyes on me, however plain you be, I'll love you. However plain you be, if you will cast your eyes on me, however plain you be, I'll love you. I'll love you. I'll love, love you.
Alas, there's not one maid here whose homely face and bad complexion has caused all hope to disappear of ever winning man's affection.
Not one,
No, no, not one.
not one.
No, no.
Oh, sisters, deaf to pity's need, for shades. It's true that he has gone astray, but pray, is that a reason good and true for you
shall lose our senses. Men who stick at no offenses will anon be here. Piracy, the dreadful trade is. Pray you get you hence, young ladies, while the coast is clear.
No, we must not lose our senses. If stick at no offenses, we should not be here. Piracy, the dreadful trade is nice. The penance for your ladies, let us decide. Truly,
We'd better pause, for danger may befall. Their father is a major general.
yes, yes, he is a major general.
Yes, I am a major
For he is a major general.
Yes, a major general.
Tis the glorious thing to be a major general.
Yes, a major general, with a major general.
I am the very model of a modern major general. I have information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the fights historical, from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations, both the simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I'm teeming with a lot of news. Lot of news. With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse.
Many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. Many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. Many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse.
I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and animalculous. In short, in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of a modern major general.
In short, in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, he is the very model of a modern major general.
I know our mythic history, King Arthur's answer Caradox. I answer hard acrostics, I have a pretty taste for paradox. I quote in elegiacs all the crimes of Heliogabalus. In conics I can floor peculiarities, parabolas. I can tell undoubted Raphaels from Gerardo's and Zophanies. I know the croaking chorus from the frogs of Aristophanes. Then I can hum a fugue of which I've heard the music's dinner for. Dinner for, oh dear, dinner for, that's a deaf. Got it! And whistle all the airs from that infernal nonsense pinafore.
Whistle all the airs from that infernal nonsense pinafore. Whistle all the airs from that infernal nonsense pinafore. Whistle all the airs from that infernal nonsense pinafore.
Then I can write a washing bill in Babylonic cuneiform and tell you every detail of Caractacus's uniform. In short, in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of a modern major general.
In short, in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, he is the very model of a modern major general.
In fact, when I know what is meant by Mamelon and Ravelin, when I can tell at sight a Mauser rifle from a javelin, when such affairs as sorties and surprises I'm more wary at, and when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat. When I have learnt what progress has been made in modern gunnery, when I know more of tactics than a novice in a nunnery, in short, when I've a smattering of elemental strategy. Strategy? Oh dear, strategy. You'll say that the Major General has never sat at you. Say that the Major General has never sat at you. Say that the Major General has never sat at you. Say that the Major General has never sat at you. For my military knowledge, though I'm plucky and adventurous, has only been brought down to the beginning of the century. But still in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of a modern Major General. But still in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, he is the very model of a modern Major General.
One more time, maestro, s'il vous plaît. Presto agitato.
In fact, when I know what is by my Mamelon and Ravelin, when I can tell a sight a mouse a rifle from a javelin, when such affairs as sorties and surprises I'm a worry at, and when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat. When I have looked what progress has been made in modern gunnery, when I know more of Texas than a novice in a nunnery, in short, when I have a smattering of elemental strategy, you'll say I bet the Major General has never rode a horse. Say that the Major General has never rode a horse. Say that the Major General has never rode a horse. Say that the Major General has never rode a horse. For my military knowledge, though I'm plucky and adventurous, has only been brought down to the beginning of the century, but still in matter vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of a modern Major General. Say that matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, he is the very model of a modern Major General. Now that I've introduced myself, I should like to have some idea of what's going on.
Papa, Let me! I can explain in 2 words. We propose to marry your daughters.
Dear me!
Against our will, Papa! Against our will!
Oh, but you mustn't do that. May I ask? These are picturesque uniforms, but I'm unfamiliar with them. What are you?
We are all single gentlemen.
Hey! Yes, I gathered that. Anything else?
No, nothing else.
Don't believe them, Papa. They're all pirates, the famous pirates of Penzance.
The Pirates of Penzance? I've often heard of them.
All except this gentleman, who was a pirate once, but who's out of his indentures today. He plans to live a blameless life, evermore.
Wait a bit. I object to pirates as sons-in-law.
We object to Major Generals as fathers-in-law. But we waive that point. We do not press it. We look over it.
Ha! An idea. Do you mean to say that you would deliberately rob me of these, the sole remaining props of my old age, and leave me to go through the remainder of my life unfriended, unprotected, and alone?
Well, yes, that was the idea.
Tell me, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Here we are again.
I ask, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Often.
Yes, orphan. Have you ever known what it is to be one?
I say often.
Often! I don't think we quite understand one another. When I ask, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan, you'll say, orphan. As I understand it, you're merely repeating the word orphan to show that you understand me.
I didn't repeat the word often.
Pardon me, you did indeed.
I only repeated it once.
True, but you repeated it.
But not often.
Stop! I think I see where we are getting confused. When you say orphan, do you mean orphan, a person who's lost his parents, or orphan, frequently?
Oh, I beg pardon. I see what you mean. Frequently.
Ah, you said often frequently.
No, only once.
Exactly. You said often frequently only once. Oh, man of dark and dismal fate, forego your cruel employ. Have pity on my lonely state. I am an orphan, my an orphan boy.
whom you see are all that I can call me own. Poor fellow. Take them away from me, and I shall be indeed alone. Poor fellow. If pity you can feel, leave me my soul, remaining joy. See at your feet they kneel, your heart you cannot steal, against the sad, sad tale of the lonely orphan by. Poor fellows, see at our feet they kneel, our hearts they cannot steal, against the sad, sad tale of the lonely orphan boy. The orphan boy, the orphan boy, see at our feet they kneel, our hearts we cannot steal, against the tale of the lonely poor fellow.
I'm telling a terrible story, but it doesn't diminish my glory, for they would have taken my daughters over the billowy waters if I hadn't an elegant diction, indulged in innocent fiction, which is not in the same category as telling a regular terrible story. It's telling a terrible story, shall have my best story. Yes, one of those foolish songs that ever in lonely waters. It is easy in elegant diction to call it an innocent fiction, but it comes in the same category as telling a regular terrible story. It's easy in elegant diction to call it an innocent fiction, but it comes in the same category as telling a regular story.
Although our dark career sometimes involves the crime of stealing, we rather think that we're not altogether void of feeling. Although we live by strife, we're always sorry to begin it. For what we ask is life without a touch of poetry in it. Hail, poetry, thou heaven-born maid, thou gildest deep the pirate's trade. Hail, flowing fount of sentiment. All hail, divining Orient. You may go, for you are at liberty. A pirate rules protect you, and honorary members of our band, we do elect you. Hooray! For he is an orphan boy. He is a robbery orphan boy. And it sometimes is a useful thing to be an orphan boy. He is a robbery orphan boy, a robbery orphan boy.
Oh, happy day with joy and sweet, we will away and merry be.
Oh, happy day with joyously we will away and merry be.
Should we fall auspiciously, my sisters all will ride with me.
Should we fall auspiciously, our sisters all will ride with me. Oh, happy day with joyously we will away and merry be. Should we fall auspiciously? Should we fall auspiciously, our sisters all will ride with me.
Oh, master, hear what
deceive me.
Away, you did deceive him.
Oh, do not leave me.
Oh, do not leave her.
Away, you grieve me.
Away, you grieve him.
I wish you'd leave me.
We wish you'd leave him. The world is not more down. What do you say, matey? Paper of magnanimity, you slave to lace and dignity. There was such opportunity to get married with their dignity. We gave us the publicity of a bound
try, dear Mabel, but why does he sit here night after night in this drafty old ruin?
Why do I sit here? Why do I sit here? To escape the pirate clutches, I described myself as an orphan. And heaven help me, I am no orphan. I come here to humble myself before the tombs of my ancestors and to implore their pardon for having brought dishonor upon the family escutcheon.
But you forget, sir, you only bought the property a year ago, and the stucco in your baronial castle is scarcely dry.
Frederick, in this chapel there are ancestors. You cannot deny that. With the estate, I bought the chapel and its contents. I don't know whose ancestors they were, but I know whose ancestors they are. And I shudder to think that their descendant by purchase, if I may so describe myself, should have brought disgrace upon that which I have no doubt was an unstained escutcheon.
Be comforted. Had you not acted as you did, those reckless men would have surely called in the nearest clergyman and married a large family on the spot.
I thank you for your proffered solace, but it is unavailing. I assure you, Frederick, such is the anguish and remorse I feel for the abominable falsehood by which I escaped these easily deluded pirates, that I would go to their simple-minded chiefs this very night and confess all, did I not fear that the consequences would be most disastrous for myself. At what time does your expedition march against these scoundrels?
At 11, and before midnight I hope to have atoned for my involuntary association with the pestilent scourges by sweeping them from the face of the earth. And then, dear Mabel, you will be mine.
Are your devoted followers at hand?
They are. They only await my orders.
Then, Frederick, let your escort lion-hearted be summoned to receive a general's blessing ere they depart upon their dread adventure.
Dear sir, they come.
And we find the ones who steal. all the risks that on us press, and if reference a lack to our chance of coming back, still perhaps it would be wise not to carp or criticize, and if reference a lack to our chance of coming back, still perhaps it would be wise not to carp or criticize. Very
acts of theft and pillage, at which at a sense of duty stung dictation, I, circumstance's victim, have been guilty.
Young Frederick,
who calls
your late commander,
and I, your little room.
O mad intruders, how dare ye face me? Know ye not, O rash ones, that I have doomed you to extermination?
have mercy on us. Hear us ere you slaughter.
I do not think I ought to listen to you, yet mercy should alloy our sound resentment, and so I will be merciful. Say on.
When you had left our pirate fold, we tried to raise our spirits faint, according to our custom old, with quip and quibble quaint. But all in vain the quips we heard. We lay and sobbed upon the rocks, until to somebody occurred a startling paradox.
A paradox.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox, with quip and quibble adding thought, but none to beat that paradox.
A paradox, a paradox, a most ingenious paradox. A paradox.
We knew your taste for curious quip, for cranks and contradictions queer, and with the laughter on our lips we wished you there to hear. We said if we could tell it him, how Frederick would the joke enjoy, and so we risked both life and limb to tell it to our boy. That paradox, that most ingenious paradox, with quips and quibbles heard in box, but none to beat this paradox. A paradox, a paradox, a most ingenious paradox. A paradox. For some ridiculous reason, to which, however, I have no desire to be disloyal, some person in authority, I don't know who, Very likely the astronomer royal has decided that although for such a beastly month as February, 28 days as a rule are plenty, 1 year in every 4, his days shall be reckoned as 9 and 20. Through some singular coincidence, I wouldn't be surprised if it were owing to the agency of an ill-natured fairy. You are the victim of this clumsy arrangement, having been born in leap year on the 29th of February. And through some simple arithmetical process, you'll easily discover that though you've lived 21 years, yet if we go by birthdays, you're only 5 and a little bit over.
Dear me, let's see. Yes, yes, with yours my figures do agree. How quaint the ways and paradox and common sense she gaily mocks. Though counting in the usual way is 21 I've been alive. Yet reckoning by my natal day, yes, reckoning by my natal day, I am a little boy of 5.
He is a little boy of 5.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. A curious paradox. A most ingenious Upon my word, this is most curious indeed. Most certainly whimsical. 5 1/4. You wouldn't think it to look at me.
You're glad now, I'll be bound, that you spared us. You never would have forgiven yourself when you discovered that you killed 2 of your comrades.
My comrades?
I don't think you appreciate the delicacy of your position. You were apprenticed to us.
Until I reached my 21st year.
Oh, no. Until you reach your 21st birthday. And going by birthdays, you are as yet only 5 1/4.
You don't mean to say you're going to hold me to that?
No, we merely remind you of the fact and leave the rest up to your sense of duty.
Your sense of duty.
Don't put it on that footing. As I was merciful to you just now, be merciful to me. I implore you not to insist upon the letter of your bond, just as the cup of happiness is at my lips.
We insist on nothing. We content ourselves with pointing out to you your duty.
Your duty?
Well, you have appealed to my sense of duty, and my duty is only too clear. Oh, I abhor your infamous calling. I shudder at the thought that I've ever even been mixed up with it. But duty is before all, and at any price, I will do my duty.
Bravely spoken! Come, lad, you are one of us once more.
Lead on. I follow. Oh, horror!
What's the matter?
I'll I tell you?
What?
No, I cannot do it. And yet it's one of your bands.
Speak out. I charge you by that sense of conscientiousness to which we have never yet appealed in vain.
General Stanley.
Yes?
The father of my Mabel.
Yes.
General Stanley escaped from you on the plea that he was an orphan.
He did? Oh, yes, of course, he did.
Oh, it breaks my heart to betray the honored father of the girl that I adore.
Break it!
But as your apprentice, I have no alternative.
None.
It is my duty to tell you that General Stanley...
General Stanley what?
General Stanley is no...
What?
General Stanley is no orphan.
What?
And more than that, he never was one.
save his contemptible life, he dared to practice on our credulous simplicity. The revenge shall be swift and terrible. We shall go and collect our band and attack Morton Castle this very night.
But stay!
Not a word, he is due. Away, away!
My heart on fire, my father's base deception to repay. This very night, my vengeance I shall not itself ignore. Away, away!
Away, away, ere I expire, I find my duty hard to do today. My heart is filled with anguish dire, it burns me to the core. Away, away!
With falsehood proud he tricked us of our prides. With vengeance how the pirate so decides. Our nature stern he softened with his lies, and in return tonight the traitor dies.
Yes, yes, tonight the traitor dies.
Yes, yes, tonight the traitor dies.
Tonight he dies.
Yes, or early tomorrow.
His girls likewise.
They shall welter in sorrow.
The one soft spot
In their natures they cherish.
And all who part,
to abuse it shall perish.
Tonight he dies just so early tomorrow.
his girls likewise shall welter in sorrow. The ones of fun the natures they cherish, and all who plot to abuse shall perish. Away, 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 tonight the traitor dies. Away, away, tonight, 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 the traitor dies. Tonight,
All is prepared, your gallant crew await you. My Frederick in tears, it cannot be that Lionheart quails at the coming conflict.
no, Mabel, no. A terrible disclosure has just been made. Mabel, my dearly loved one, I bound myself to serve the pirate captain until I reached my 21st birthday.
But you are 21.
I've just discovered that I was born in leap year, and that birthday will not be reached by me till 1940.
Oh, horrible! Catastrophe appalling!
And so farewell.
Oh, Frederick, hear me!
I'll then return and claim you, I declare it.
It seems so long.
Swear that till then you'll be true to me.
Yes, I'll be strong. By all the Stanleys dead and gone, I swear it.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is good for joyous laughter. She will be faithful to us soon, till we are wed and even after. Oh, here is love, and here is truth. She will be faithful to us soon, till we are wed and even after.
Till we are wed
and even after.
Yes, even after.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is good for joyous laughter. She will be faithful to us soon,
till we are wed and even after.
she will be faithful to us soon, till we are wed and even after. Even after. Oh, here is love, and here is truth. Oh, here is love.
No, I am brave. Oh, Father Lady said, how great my charm, thy swear how excellent. Come one and all, undaunted men in blue. A crisis, no, affairs are coming to.
Go in body and in mind. We are timidly inclined. And anything but blind. To the danger that's behind. And when the danger's near, we manage to appear as sensible to hear as anybody here, as anybody.
Sergeant approach.
Young Frederick was to have led you to death and glory.
That is not a pleasant way of putting it.
He will not so lead you, for he has allied himself once more with his old associates.
He has acted shamefully.
You speak falsely. You know nothing about it. He has acted nobly.
He has acted nobly.
Dearly as I've loved him before, his heroic sacrifice to his sense of duty has endeared him to me tenfold. He has done his duty, and I must do mine. Go ye and do yours.
Righto.
This is perplexing. No matter, our course is clear. We must do our best to capture these pirates alone. It is most distressing to us to be the agents whereby our erring fellow creatures are deprived of that liberty which is so dear to us all. But we should have thought of that before we joined the force.
We should.
It is too late now.
It is.
When When a felon's not engaged in his employment, or maturing his felonious little plans, his capacity for innocent enjoyment, is just as great as any honest man's. Our feelings with difficulty smother, when constabulary duties to be done. I take one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not a happy one. When constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one. Enterprising burglar's not a burgling. When the cutthroat isn't occupied in crime. He loves to hear the little brook gurgling and listen to the merry village chime. The father's jumping on his mother. He loves to lie basking in the sun. I take one consideration with another. Is not a happy when constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's is not a happy one. Hush, I hear them on the manor poaching. With stealthy steps the pirates are approaching. They seek a penalty. 54, they seek a penalty. 54 for General Stanley's story. They come in force with stealthy strides. Power of his course is now to hide.
night inside. The Major General comes, so quickly hide.
Yes, yes, the Major General comes. Yes, yes, the Major General comes.
Yes, yes, the Major General comes.
Tormented with the anguish dread of falsehood on a tone, I lay upon my sleepless bed and tossed and turned and groaned. The man who finds his conscience ache no peace at all enjoys. And as I lay in bed awake, I thought I heard a noise. He thought he heard a noise. Ha ha! No, all is still in Dale on Hill. My mind is set at ease. How still the scene, it must have and effect their capture.
Beautiful Mabel, I would if I could, but I am not able.
He's telling the truth, he is not able. With base deceit, you worked upon our feelings. Revenge is sweet, and flavors all our feelings. With courage rare and resolution manly, for death prepare, unhappy General Stanley.
Is he to die? Shrill and ill for Syrian. Will no one in his cause aware thy will for Syrian?
Yes, we are here, forever to conceal. So do not stand with every fire and shield. We triumph now, for when we trow, your mortal career's cut short. No pirate band will take its stand at the central criminal court.
To gain a brief advantage you've contrived, but your proud triumph will not be long-lived.
Don't say you're orphans, for we know that game.
On your allegiance we've a stronger claim. We charge you yield. We charge you yield. Then Queen Victoria's name.
You do. We do. We charge you yield. Then Queen Victoria's name. We yield at once with humbled mien, because with all our faults we love our queen. Yes, yes, with all their faults they love their queen. Yes, yes, with all their faults we love our queen.
Away with them and place them at the bar.
One moment. Let me tell you who they are. They are the members of the common throng. They are all noblemen who have gone wrong. They are all noblemen who have gone wrong.
No Englishman unmoved that statement hears, because for all our faults we love our house of peers. I pray you'll pardon me, ex-pirate king. Peers will be peers, and youth will have its fling. Resume your ranks and legislative duties, and take my daughters, all of whom are beauties.
At length we are provided with unusual to change piratic crime to dignified respectability.
Mind, I needn't say with the unparalleled felicity of what we have been longing for, unbounded domesticity.
Tomorrow morning early, we shall quickly be personified.
Hymeneally coupled, conjugally matrimonified.
And this shall be accomplished by the Doctor of Divinity. Who happily resides in the immediate vicinity.
Who happily resides in the immediate vicinity. Who happily resides in the immediate vicinity. Who happily resides in the immediate vicinity.
For my military knowledge, though I'm plucky and adventurous, has only been brought down to the beginning of the century. But still in getting off my daughters, 8 or 9 or 10 or all, I've shown myself the model of a modern major general.
But still in getting off his